I wanted to keep the fire in there, but I don't think it's going to work. I should probably be centered. So, hello everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. Yes, I'm doing another one of these videos down here in my unfinished basement. People who watch the channel or have watched the channel over the past year or two know that I usually do the videos outside on the porch. So, it's freezing out. It's like 11 degrees here. Okay, so getting right into this. So big news here. Let me see if I could just put my phone up here. Can you read that? Okay. So Spotify loses billions in market value because of the Neil Young thing. So this story came out a couple of days ago, and there was a lot of stuff on the internet about, oh yeah, Neil Young doesn't want his music played on the same platform where there's Joe Rogan with all this misinformation and anti-vax, right-wing stuff, whatever. By the way, all that is not exactly accurate, you know. So, by the way, Joe Rogan, I've done videos on this. Joe Rogan is not anti-vax, right? His stance, his position is that he believes that young, healthy people don't need it, and then there are some side effects. There have been some adverse events with the vaccine. We all know about this. Some even very healthy young people, athletes, with coming down from the vaccine with myocarditis. Very, very rare, of course, and he does specify that. But he says, you know, like for young, healthy people, you'll probably be fine. And in fact, the proof is in the pudding. He had COVID too, and he beat it like nothing. I think he was not feeling well for 3 days. There you go, blah, blah, blah. So he's not and by the way, he says, I believe people who, or the elderly, or people who have comorbidities should be vaccinated. So he's not anti-vax. It's just, people are buying into the spin, right? So, and by the way, Joe's not right-wing. He's a Democrat. He's a progressive, liberal Democrat, but who goes after the left. That is true. He goes hard after the liberals, kind of like a Jimmy Dore thing, you know. So the only right wing thing about Joe is he's Second Amendment, pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, I should just say, not pro-gun, whatever. You know what I mean. So, and then there's some other. It doesn't matter, but basically he's a progressive liberal. Joe is a hippie, right? I mean, I wouldn't say a hippie. He's a cage fighting commentator, but you know what I mean. His parents were hippies, grew up in San Francisco. So anyway, so Neil Young a couple of days ago says, I don't want my music played on Spotify. If you're having Joe Rogan on with all of this terrible disinformation, spreading lies about COVID, ultimately resulting in people dying, right? So Neil Young says, I'm gone. Joni Mitchell, here she is, says she's gone. I don't know if I have a thing about this, but also another podcaster, Brene Brown. Can you read that? So this is big news. I really don't know what's going to happen here. When the Neil thing came, it's like, you know what? That's going to hurt Neil more than Joe. Like, Joe is their biggest star. Like, he's the number one, not just podcasting, but everything. I mean, they $100 million. I think it's $100 million a year. I don't know what the whole package is, but he's their number one star. It's kind of like when Howard Stern went to Sirius Radio, right? He's their star. But music is very, very important too. Like, it's basically Spotify. It's a music thing, right? So if more people start to leave, and not only music, you know, the Brene Brown, I really don't know what's going to happen. You know, we just have to wait and see. Joe has not done a podcast since. This story came out, I think, on Friday. So today's Sunday, and Joe's last podcast was an MMA podcast with Juliana Pena, by the way. Very interesting podcast. She's a trip. I digress. Let me bring it back. And maybe he'll address it Monday or Tuesday, or who knows. So the bottom line is the bottom line. Like the Spotify, it's all about business. Having Joe Rogan too much of a problem? What's going to affect their bottom line? You know, like if that story, they're losing billions of dollars. I'll put the article in there. in the comment section, and you could read it for yourself. It gets into all the details about why they're losing millions of dollars. Let's see, it's popping up here. Let's just say, yeah, Spotify lost billions in market value after Neil Young pulled his music catalog from the streaming giant over his concerns that podcaster Joe Rogan was spreading COVID-19 misinformation. Shares of Spotify were, here it is, okay. Shares of Spotify were $172.98 at market close Friday, down 12% from $195.53 at the close of trading last week before the controversy began after reaching a 19-month low on Thursday amid trending social media campaigns to cancel subscriptions to the streaming platforms. That is huge. That's incredible. Estimates of the market value lost by Spotify range from $2 billion and even $4 billion reported by the San Francisco Chronicle's Datebook. So all I could do now is let's wait and see. More to come in my next videos because I really don't know what to say about this. It's really becoming a big story. All right, more to come. Sorry for the terrible lighting and all this, but whatever. Okay, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, peace, love, and understanding here at Tabor Talk. And take a look at the fire. There you go. All right. There we go. And my book's there. Tabor Talk.